A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That is what the Second Amendment says on paper, but what does it mean? Does it mean that all citizens have the right to own a firearm of any kind? Does it mean that only the militia has the right to weapons? What is necessary for a free state? There are multiple opinions on the matter. This pro-gun argument makes as much sense as claiming that glasses don't see, eyes see, is a good argument against wearing glasses. Glasses are a tool which help people to see, just as guns are a tool that help people kill and injure others. Empirical research indicates that firearms increase the chances that a crime will turn deadly. Crime in England and Wales, 2002 through 2003.
So, ultimately, I think the situation that exists today is that the laws, the way they're set up now, are protect gun manufacturers' ability to produce and flood the market, and that's a huge issue.
I'm not sure if the regulations are the issue or if it's the people that are using the regulations. How strong do I think they should be? Yes, I believe that you need to have some sort of a license to use an arm that can, or a weapon of some sort that can kill people. But I have my driver's license, and there are many people who have driver's license. Now, does that make me a good person or a good driver? No.
I feel that it is too strict, actually. I feel like we should be able to take hold of our Second Amendment and be able to carry a firearm just about anywhere in the United States.
The gun is the only personal weapon that puts a 100-pound woman on equal footing with a 220-pound mugger. A 75-year-old retiree on equal footing with a 19-year-old gangbanger, and a single guy on equal footing with a carload of drunk guys with baseball bats. Major Lieutenant Kadil, USMC, retired.
Sale of not only the weapons but ammunition has to be tighter. I mean, there are all sorts of things that I think that can be done, and not restrict really people who legitimately, the people who are hunters and target shooters and things like that. I think that quite often those people are misinformed in terms of what laws could be passed and serve them better and keep them out of the hands of criminals and the mentally deficient and the people who you want to keep guns away from.
Well, I think they should be more strict, primarily just because it is like applying for a driver's license. You put in your social security number, you put in, if you have any felonies or misdemeanors, and you apply. And they can't say yes or no, but that, like I said, isn't going to stop them from getting a gun.
I feel like it should be changed, or maybe just bent in certain situations, such as being able to carry a weapon onto an airplane, onto a public airport, and possibly if depending on the people that you're letting these rules bend to, possibly on school grounds, just like to straight A students who know their way around a weapon and are able to do it respectfully. I feel like yes.
Hey man, long time no see you. Yeah, it's been real.
The Second Amendment has been the subject of so much debate over recent years about whether it protects a right of individuals to own guns for personal protection or a collective right of state militias to organize and to form without federal interference. But what I found in doing my research for Gunfight was that the right to bear arms is one of our oldest, most established constitutional rights regardless of the Second Amendment. Every state has its own constitution, and almost every one of those states protects the right to bear arms in its state constitution.
It is big, and it is open to broad interpretation, and in order to maintain a well-regulated militia, gun ownership today has absolutely nothing to do with that. And so, in a lot of ways, the Second Amendment really doesn't make a whole lot of sense in today's world.
You got a big bear coming in the back here. I think that right to bear arms, came from many, many years ago when we lived in the middle of, the woods, and there were bears coming to get us, and there were other people like civil wars, and you had to house soldiers in your world, and you had all these different things going on, and we don't live in that same world anymore. Yes, it should probably be legal for somebody to have a gun if they wanted to defend their family. I believe in that. But how many people really need a, sawed-off shotgun or a machine gun in order to protect and shoot or hunt game?
My opinion is that we should be able to take control of our Second Amendment no matter what, and that it should not be infringed on at all. Because, as our forefathers have said, the reason that they wrote the Second Amendment, the right to a well-armed militia and the right to bear arms, is because we had just gotten out of fighting a war where it was all of our countrymen, all the guys who were farmers or people of the land actually fighting against government, if you will.
Pretty much the way they are now, or how the laws are now, where felons don't own weapons, but everyone else can. I mean, we have the right to, so why shouldn't we be able to?
Like, if you have someone bigger than you and you have no way of defending yourself, you shouldn't have a gun anyways. You could just run to get help or something like that. There's no reason to have any guns or any stuff like that.
I feel like it'd just be easier just to be more lenient on gun control laws so more people can defend themselves and less people can easily take advantage of somebody who doesn't have a gun.
Well, no. Read the words. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. Sure, you need an organized military force to defend your country, but the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This is the people, in contrast with the militia. It doesn't say the right of the militia to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It says the right of the people.